Hello everyone, this is Shiraz Ahmed Khan. Viewers, in today's video we'll be exploring some more technical things regarding the table, and today we'll be discussing the layout tab for the table. And in order to start the formal proceedings, I recommend you to pause the video for a while and then download the file that is required in order to perform the tasks of today's video. The link of the file is given under this video. So let's explore this PC. I downloaded that file in my D drive and in MS Word folder, and the name of the file is table2. So double click this file to open it, and now let's see the different options regarding the layout tab. So viewers, here we have in that file, the first thing that we are going to discuss today is regarding the table handler. We have already seen that we can select the whole table with the help of table handler, but today we are going to add few more things in this connection. First of all, I select this table with the help of table handler, and now press the shortcut key to center align the table. Viewers, if you remember, it was told that selecting all the contents of the table is different from selecting the table with the help of table handler. So let me give you a proof of that thing. If you select all the contents of the table, including all the cells, and now if you press Ctrl E, it actually means to center align the contents of the table inside the cells. Let's press the shortcut key. But basically our intention was to center align the table itself. So for that purpose, we'll have to select the table with the help of table handler. Apparently it's look like that the same action is applied, that all the contents of the table are selected, but this is not the case. The case is that the table is selected completely with the help of table handler, and now press the shortcut key, that is Ctrl E. Look, now the contents of the table are at their original position, that they are all are left aligned, but the table itself, it's now center aligned. So it was possible only because we selected the table with the help of table handler. Similarly, you can right align the whole table and you can left align the whole table. Whatever you are doing now, it's basically being applied onto the whole table along with its contents. Similarly, we can move the table. We can change the position of the table with the help of table handler. Click over it, hold down the left mouse button and drag it in any direction. And look, wherever you will release the left mouse button, the table will be shifted there. So it means we can shift the table anywhere in our text editor with the help of table handler. So this is, if you remember, I told you that table handler is different from selecting all the contents of the table. The second thing in today's video is regarding the layout tab of the table. If you look at this, the second tab in connection with the table. So let's explore it. Once again, select the table with the help of table handler and go to the layout tab for the table. And let's start from the left side. In the table group, we have view grid lines. Viewers, in order to see the impact of these view grid lines, first of all, let's go back to the design tab and let's remove all the borders around the table. Look, even now it's a table, but it does not look like a table because we cannot see the borders around the cells of the table. We have second option. If you don't want to see the borders around the table, but you want to work in a table and you want to be at ease, that at least you should know that it's a table. So go to the layout tab and click the view grid lines option. Show or hide the grid lines in the table. Viewers, grid lines are totally different from borders. Grid lines are just for your view, and when you take the printout of the table, you won't see the grid lines in the printout. But if your table has borders around the cells of the table, and if you take the printout with borders, it means that you will have those borders on the hard copy of the hard copy of the table as well. Grid lines are just for the working purpose. They won't be visible in the printout, but they will be visible on the screen. Borders are visible on the screen as well as they would be visible on the printouts. So let's click this option. Look, the dotted lines are appearing around the table, but it does not mean at all that these are dotted borders. They are just grid lines for our visibility. And if the printouts are taken of this page or of this table in this state, you won't get these dotted lines in the printout. They are just for your convenience to work with the table. So this is why do we usually use grid lines. You can hide them at any time by clicking this view grid lines option again. Again, select the table and let's go back and let's apply the borders around the table. The third thing in today's video, again go to the layout tab, and two things we are going to discuss. If you recall, we have already seen that how to change the height of the rows of the table and how to change the width of the columns of the table. But it was without any measuring unit. Today we are going to see that can we accurately change the height and width of the cells of the table? Yes, we can. And you can see it in the layout tab and in the cell size group or section of the layout tab of the table. Here we have height, and this height is for the rows and width is for the columns. So let's see its impact. Select you can one more thing, viewers, you can set this height of the whole table or you can set this height for the individual rows of the table. Similarly, you can change the width of a single column or you can change the width of the column, all columns of the table together. Let's see their impacts step by step. Select the table with the help of table handler and now increase or decrease the height of the rows of the table using this option. You can increase or decrease the height this way and you can clearly view its impact in the text editor, or you can type the height of your choice inside this. For example, let's set it to 1. And once it's set to 1, look, automatically the height of all rows of the table is set to 1. So let's reduce this height to the original one from where we took start. Now let's see its impact on the individual rows of the table. Now I am selecting two rows of the table, the row number 2 and row number 3. And now let's see there, can we change their height? Yes, we can by using the same options. So this way we learned that we can change the height of a single or more than one rows or the whole table together by using these options. Similarly, we can change the width of a single column or more than one columns with the help of these options, or we can change the width of all columns of the table together. Let's apply it onto the whole table together and let's change the width of the table this way. Similarly, you can change the width of the individual cells of the table. So let's place the cursor inside this column and let's change its width. Look, although it looks weird, it looks odd, but I just wanted to share it with you that we can change the width of the individual columns of the table. You might be wondering that why the width of this column is not being changed. The reason is that this column is merged. The Microsoft Word is treating it as a single cell. That's why it's not changing the width of this cell only. So viewers, we learned that how to change the height of a single or more or all the rows of the table. We also learned how to change the width of a single, more, or all of the columns of the table. And they are available in the layout tab and in the cell size, group or section. Now our next topic of today's video is the alignment options for the cells of the table. Viewers, we have already seen three basic alignment options for the body text of the table, and by body text we mean everything except titles, subtitles, images, and tables. So we have already seen the different alignment options for the body text or for the headings or the titles or the subtitles. They are three number: left, right, center, or the fourth one is justified from both sides. But in the case of table, we have 9 different options. So let's explore them one by one. And in order to do that, first of all, let's select the first 3 rows and let's change their height to 1. Why we are doing this? Actually, I just want to show you the impact of these options, and in order for the clarity purpose, we have increased the height of the rows of the first 3 rows. Now place the cursor inside the any of the cells, like I'm clicking in the rising bell cell. Now 9 options are, the basic 3 options are, look, align top left. There are 3 different locations. We have top of the table, this area, the top border, the middle of the cell, and the bottom of the cell. And for each of these 3, let me repeat it: top, middle, and bottom. And for all of these 3, we have 3 options. For top, we have left top, we have center top, and we have right top. Let's see the impact. Currently, it's align left, top, left. This is the second option, align top, center. Click this. It's center aligned now, but it's touching the top border of the table. Similarly, we have right option for that as well. Let's move further. Now we are in the left side, it's touching the left side of the border of the table, and at the same time it's in the middle of the table. Similarly, we have middle, it's basically center. It's now the contents are exactly in the center of the cell. Similarly, we have right center, we have bottom left, we have bottom center, and we have bottom right. So here we have 9 different alignment options for these alignment options are for the contents of the cells of the table. As far as the body text is concerned, or the headings are concerned, or the subheadings are concerned, we have only the 4 basic options: left, center, right, and justified. But for the table, we have recently experienced the 9 different options for the tables. So the last article of today's video is the wrapping the text around the table. Viewers, this is something more technical as compared to all of the previous options. So for that purpose, let's undo everything and let's have the original table from where we took start. Now, what do we mean by wrapping? Viewers, wrapping means to wrap something around the table. Currently, if you can see that this text is the study preps and the 2 lines, they are above the table. And similarly, we have general instructions below the table. Wrapping the text means that we want to wrap this text along with all of these bulleted points around the table onto the right side of the table. So let's see how can we achieve this. For that purpose, we have 2 paths towards this. First of all, click the table with the help of table handler by clicking onto the table handler. One path is go to the layout tab, and from the left side in the table group, we have properties option. If you click this, it will show you a dialog box. One method. The second path is you can just right click onto the table handler. Make sure that you are right clicking onto the table handler. Otherwise, your context menu would entirely be different from this context menu. And from this option, from this context menu, the second last option is table properties. Click that. Once again, the same dialog box is appearing in front of us. With the help of this dialog box, we can perform different actions. but for the text wrapping, this is more important than rest of the options. Currently, if you focus onto this area, the text wrapping is set to none. None means that everything will appear under or above the table. We have a round option with us. Click onto this around option and let's see the impact of this option. Before completing this, let me tell you that we have row tab with us and you can specify the row. We have already seen that. It's already there in the layout tab. We can set the width of the table. We can set the width and height for the individual cells and their alignment as well. Alternative text as well. Let's go back to the table tab from where we took start. And now the wrapping is set to around the table. And click OK and let's see its impact. So here we have. Now the text that was previously under the table, now it's wrapped around the table. So that's it, viewers, that we have successfully wrapped the text around the table, and on many occasions we need this feature of the table. Moreover, if you click the table handler, now we are in a position that we can move the table anywhere, and let's see what's happening after wrapping text option. I'm moving it to the rightmost side and look, automatically the text is wrapped around the left side of the table. Similarly, you can move it upwards. Now the first paragraph, even it's wrapping around the left side of the table, you can move it in the middle. Now the text is wrapped around both sides of the table, you can move it upwards. So this way we have learned that after we set the option to wrap the text around the table, we are in a position to move our table anywhere or on any side of the text editor, and text will be wrapped according to the position of our table. If our table is on left side, text will be wrapped onto the right side. If our table is in the middle, text will be wrapped around both sides of the table. If the table is onto the right side of the document page, text will be wrapped around the left side of the table. So let's undo all of these options. So here we have the text is wrapped around the table. Because if you want to move this point, because you see that this point is broken, so you can just place the cursor at the end of this point and press the enter key few times to move this point under the table. Similarly, if you want to wrap whole text around the table, you can select this text and reduce the line spacing. I reduced it to 1, previously it was 1.5, and with the help of shortcut key, now more text is wrapped around the table. So viewers, that's it for today. Hope this video will help you a lot regarding the table and its layout tab. Do not forget to subscribe my channel and do not forget to like this video. Stay blessed, stay happy. See you next time. Goodbye.